morning students. Today we are going to start our second part, variations in psychological attribution chapter 1. What we have done in the part 1 previously, we are going to talk about that. In the previous video we have talked about some important definitions that were the individual differences and then situationism perspective we have talked about, and then we have talked about the psychological domains, and the domains were the intelligence, interest, personality, value, and their attitude. And then we talk about the assessment method of psychologically, that is psychological testing, interview, case study, observation, self-report, and also we have talked about Alfred Binet and Charles Spearman. In Alfred Binet, the one factor theory we have talked about, in which we have talked about only that the cognition and the intelligence is the most preferable thing which make our intelligence. And then the Charles Spearman it was two factor theory, and in that they talk about the general factor which is known as G factor and S factor which is known as specific factors or specialization. Okay. After that, in today class, what we are going to talk about, I'm going to tell you that. So we've been going to talk about the Lewis Thunderstone theory. He talked about 7 primary abilities, and then Arthur Jensen, who talk about the hierarchical model of intelligence, and then J.P. Guilford, the 3 dimensions he talk about in the intelligence theory. Gardner and Stensberg, multiple intelligence, and then the definitions of intelligence, that is according to the psychology, what the definitions has been arise in the terms of defining intelligence, that we are going to talk about in this topic. So let's start with first of our theory, that is Lewis Thunderstone theory, who have given about the 7 primary students. So now the topic is about our theory related to 7 primary abilities. In this, the primary mental abilities the Lewis Thunderstone talk about is that there are some abilities every individual have, on the basis of which a person is doing his intellectual theory work. So the first primary ability is verbal comprehension. The second one is numerical abilities, and third is spatial abilities, then the perceptual abilities and word fluency, then the individual reasoning, then the memory. These are the 7 abilities through the which the Lewis Thunderstone talk about that every individual have. What these abilities is all about? In first, the verbal comprehension, it is about the words fluency, how the words we have been using, how the verbally we are giving the message to the other person through the communication skills. This is related to the verbal comprehension, grasping meaningful words, concepts and idea. The way you grab the knowledge from the word and then transferring it to the other person through your language is related to the verbal comprehensiveness. Numerical abilities. Numerical abilities is what? It is about the speed and accuracy of numerical skills, like mathematical skills. It is what? How do you do the cognitive functioning? It is all about the cognition, the maths, things that you are doing calculations, all that is related to this term, that is the numerical abilities. Okay. Then we are talking about the spatial relationships. The spatial relationship is related to the visual patterns and form, the things which we are seeing. For example, we are seeing a movie, and in that the pictures are being formed. According to that picture, we form a story. Sometimes we don't put the sound in that, but seeing the picture, we can depict that yes, this picture is giving us this kind of message. So all that is related to spatial relationships, okay, in which the message is being given through the visual content. Now the perceptual speed, it is speeding perceiving details. Perception is what? When we are seeing something as a whole. what we are been seeing a particular thing, and we have been perceiving it as a whole and depicting it, what we have been understand by the term or by the object. So that is the perceptual thing, and everybody have that intelligence level of perceiving. Till the time we don't perceive a thing, we don't see something, we don't understand it, we won't be answer it. Like a table is been there, so we will take it as a whole and tell that this is the table, and through the table we will tell you what the thing is all about. Then it come about the word fluency. Word fluency is something which is using word fluency and flexibility, means how we have been using the word in this. Mainly it is in the writers, those who are writing the thing, the poets, all they are having the word fluency ability. In their intelligence level is high in the word fluency, in which they have been using their word terms. Then it comes in inductive reasoning. It is related to the general rules from the perceptual factions. Matlab, what we are being reason about. If something is happening, we ask for a reason why it is so. For example, sun rises from the east, so we will ask why it rises from the east, and we will answer it accordingly. Then comes on the memory. This is the major term of intelligence, that we need everything to be recalled, and the ability to recall something is known as memory. And this is the most important term in the intelligence ability, that we need to have an intelligence. In intelligence, the memory power. If we don't have a memory power, we won't be able to recall something and depict in the present time. So that is all about the 7 primary abilities which has been given by Louis Thunstrom, and he have explained us about how the intelligence work out. Now, after doing the Louis Thunstrom theory, we have been going to talk about Arthur Jensen and J.P. Gulffield. Arthur Jensen has given a 2 level of theory which is known as hierarchy model of intelligence, and J.P. Gulffield gave us the 3 dimensions theory. It is given in 1988, and in the 3 dimensions he talk about the operations, content and products. So firstly we will talk about Arthur Jensen. Arthur Jensen in hierarchy level, he have been talk about the level 1 and the level 2 theory. The level 1 theory and the level 2 theory is been differentiated on basis on one and then the other level. What is hierarchy? We been understand first the term hierarchy. Hierarchy is something which is going from whether it is in an ascending order or a descending order. So when it is going from a lower level to a higher level in an ascending order, it is known as hierarchical model. In hierarchy model, they have been talk about firstly on the level 1. In level 1, he is talking about the association learning. Associate means to make it up something and matching it with another thing. Okay, an object one is being matched with the other, and then we are making the relationship between the two. So it is something association learning. In this, the rote learning and memory are the examples, like in which we've been taking some terms and then we have been matching it with the other term on the form of memory. Like I've been saying table, you say furniture. I say clouds, you say rain. In this matter, you will be associate one term with the other. This is known as rote learning and memory. In this, the output is more and less similar to input. आपकी जो output है वो ज़्यादा होएगी rather than compared to the input method. In the other, the cognitive competence, this is the other time. In the cognitive competence, the higher order skills are being going to work. The transformation of the output to product on an effective output. Like the transfer, we have been going to transfer the output, okay, in the cognitive method. Like we have been calculating some sum and then we are putting out, by doing the calculation we are giving the response in a right answer. That is the output of calculation. Okay, it has been done in the form of only cognition level. Then the effective output has been considered out. Like we have been doing the sum, that 2 2s are 4. So the cognition in the cognition level, here we have been doing this in an input method, and then the response, which is the answer, it is being coming out in a form of output. So this is the cognition competence hierarchy order skill. Okay, so higher level पे order skills होती है इसकी, and these are the two levels which Arthur Jensen has described about the hierarchy model. He said these two level competence is required. When these two match, then we've been discussing about the theory, we've been calculate about the intelligence level. So these two things he has explained. Then next, it's J.P. Guilfoyle, who has given in 1988 his theory. He talk about the three-dimensional theory, as other talk about 2 level or 7 level. In this, he talk about the 3 dimension. He said that to judge an intelligence or to note down the intelligence of an individual, we have to see the 3 dimensions of a person, that is operational, content and products. What does it mean, and what subparts are there? So in operational theory, what we are going to talk about is that what we operate, how do we respond to a thing, how do we work in an order, that is something related to operational theory. In operation theory, all the things which we have been recording in our memory from our infant age or from our childhood till the adult and till the old age, all that according to the situation, then we will present in a form of memory retention, and then how we've been diverging the things, means we have been dividing the products from one to another, differentiating it, and then the convergent formulationing of the product, and then evaluating it. Evaluation means where we describe of something in a brief form, that is known as evaluation. And then the cognition, that is related to all about our memory or the mental ability skills, mental skills we've been saying. So this is being done in the operational skills, where we do the operations. Operations is not the doctor operations, okay? So it is something where we are working out on the product, on a thing, and then we are giving the result. That is operations in the dimensional skills of J.P. Guilfoyle. Then we are talking about the content. He tell that the content is also an important part, and the content is something which is being productively responding to over the intellectual operational abilities. That is, how do we interact with the other, and in form of intellectual skills, the content has been given out. Okay, so what is the thing in this we have been talking about is visual, auditory, symbolic, semantic and behavioral. What are these terms? Visual is something which we are seeing in a pictorial form, and then we will remembering it and explaining it according to our according to our memory intelligence. And then auditory, what we are listening. Now you are listening my lecture, and with the help of this, through the auditory learning, you've been understanding the terms, and when somebody asks you what you have learn in this lecture, you will explain that. So that is something auditory. You only need an auditory. Here the visually and auditory both things are working, because you can see me also, but the auditory function is more. Then symbolic is related to numerical words, the numbers 1 2 3 4 5 6, that all things are related to symbolic. And semantic, it is related to words like air, class, apple, orange, something like these words. These are semantic. And behavioral, where we see the response of a person, the reactions of the person, and that is being observed by a person, and according to the term situation we are responding to it, and that is the content. All these things affect our operational skills also, and during the intellectual abilities, when we are interacting with someone, when we are talking with someone, we are responding to someone, in that content the operational skills are working on. देन द प्रोडक्ट्स. व्हाट इज प्रोडक्ट? प्रोडक्ट का मतलब क्या होता है? अगर आप खुद अपने टर्म्स में इन ए नॉर्मल लैंग्वेज, ले लैंग्वेज वी टॉक अबाउट, इज समथिंग we are where we are dividing the terms. We are telling it that this is related to this unit or this class or this term. So all that is been considered in the third dimension, that is product, and it is been divided into units where we are dividing the terms in the form of some part of unit or class: higher, secondary, mediocre, tertiary. These terms are being used in the class. Then the relations like primary relation, secondary, professional relations, all that since been considered in relations. And then the systems, how the system has been set up, what the working rules and regulations, norms have been formed up for our production, for our working, that is related in the system. Then transformation, what, how do we transfer our intelligence level, how we transfer our message to the person, that is related to transformation. And implication, then what we ever we have learned, what we have gained the knowledge from the surrounding, all that information is being implemented, means we have been applying it. Okay, implementing means applying it over a term, and then we have been talking about. So these are the three dimensional terms which J.P. Guilford in 1988 has given us. Okay, so after this we are going to talk about multiple intelligence. Multiple intelligence we are going to talk about, and in this we have been taking what the thing is all about. Yes, now the last one is theory of multiple intelligence, which we are going to talk about. This theory was given by Howard Gardner. He has proposed this theory on the basis of eight types of intelligence. What the Gardner said, that there are 8 types of intelligence, hence through which a person can be known for. It's not only based over a single type, that is cognitive, or nor over the two factor, but it has various type of factors. These are being explained in his multiple factor theory. And multiple intelligence theory in the first one which he have explained was linguistic theory. The linguistic theory, after that he talk about the logical mathematical theory, then the spatial theory, and then musical knowledge, biology, bodily kinesthetic intelligence, interpersonal, intrapersonal, and naturalistic intelligence. All these 8 types of intelligence he have explained. So we will take it one by one. Linguistic theory is what been linguistic type of intelligence in multiple intelligence theory was explaining us about the use of language. How do we use our language? A single person is using his own language in a form, and then he been learning another language and then explaining it in realistical way, and explaining his feelings, emotions in a very formatic way, is known as production and use of language. This is mostly we've been found in the poets, or we can say that the directors have been also using this term. And then we've been also saying that linguistic is also being done by the writers, because here it's all about the language, the words using, and that has been done here. Then the logical mathematical, this is a scientific thinking and problem solving. The scientists, the astronauts, scientists, or the main, we've been saying that are using this type of knowledge, intelligence. Logical mathematical intelligence is being used by the scientists. Then the spatial, it is visual, image, and the pattern intelligence. Spatial intelligence, in this we've been using the visual imaging. The directors are the part of this mainly, because they are, and also the painters we can say, because they are expressing their terms in a form of image or in a form of pattern, or visually they have been expressing their ideas, their thinking, or they've been working on the moral values or the environmental values. Everything has been explained in this by the form of visualization images. Then come on the musical. These are the one who have the knowledge, intelligence of a rhythm, musical or pattern. Like they know how to use the musical rhythms, how to form a music. Composers or the musicians are the one, composers and the musicians are the ones who have been using in this. Then the bodily kinesthetic, they are bodily flexible and creativity. Bodily flexibility and creativity. The bodily kinetics are the players or the bodybuilders, we can say, or the ones who have been relate to games. Someone is known as for the bodily kinesthetic. The yoga persons have been also considered in this. All the athletes are known for the bodily kinesthetic energy level, because they know how to work out, how to play, how to they have their intelligence and knowledge of this thing. So this is very important for us. And then we've been talking about, sorry, that the language problem has been done. So after that, we've been talking about the interpersonal, that is subtle aspect of other behavior. The subtle interpersonal are the psychologists mainly who have know about the others. It is, that's why we have been using here the term psychologist, interpersonal. So because we are the ones who know, who judge the other behavior, who conduct, know about the other behaviors knowledge, and how to change it with our theories, or presenting them, or with the sessions and counseling sessions or some all that thing. So the psychologists know very well in that, they are being specialized in that thing. So they are interpersonal who know others behavior very well, and intrapersonal are one who are aware of the own feelings. They are related to the religious persons or the religious ones who have been talking about religious things, saints, gurus, all that are considered, or astrologers. They are considered in the intrapersonal, who has been knowing for their self awareness of their own feeling, and then knowledge they have been presenting to the world. Then the naturalistic, these are the feature of natural world, the geographical world, nature. They have a relationship with the nature in a very well and an expressive way. This is all about the naturalistical intelligence, which has been related to the geographical knowledge, or you can say the ones who have been going for, like for example the very known Bear Grylls. They are the ones who have the knowledge of nature. They are well connected with the nature. Naturalistic intelligence is very high. So this way Howard Gardner has explained us that a person is not only known with the marks or only with the cognitive intelligence, or they have all other factors also. Like in the one we have talked about the G factor and S factors, the specialization is in various forms. That are the 8 forms which we have explained, that every person has their own specialization. Someone is in very high in linguistics, someone is in logical, spatial, musical, or bodily kinesthetic, interpersonal, intrapersonal, naturalistic. All these are the ones in which we can be highly qualified or enhance our skills in the term, which has been explained by the Gardner. So this is all about the intelligence of multiple intelligence which he want to explain us. Now what the thing which I want to explain you is that the way of doing the paper, which is very important. I think in the whole video you have noted down how I have explained you the terms and how I have predicted it on the board. Simultaneously you also have to do the same thing. Take a record of my video, and through the topics you have to work out on the topic you have to write the psychologist name who have given which theory. This is your homework. Take it as an homework or a task which will make your intelligence very good. This chapter will be learned for you forever. You have to write the psychologist name and which theory he has given and what the theory is depicting us. What is the moral of the theory? You have to write this in this form. Okay, and also you have to write the name. The year also and the name you have been writing. Okay, so this all has been explained to you. Have to explain. This is your homework for the task, chapter 1. And the other thing which you have to explain me is that you have to write some questions. That questions should be related to intelligence level. In intelligence, you have to tell me all the theories name, the names of the theories which I have told you in the 2 videos. All that names of the theories you have to write it and predict some of the questions from this. The questions which you have a doubt or you want to know how we can write, that you have to write in this. Okay, after doing all such kind of thing, you have to do one more thing. I'm going to tell you the way how can we do question answers, because this is the board class. So the main concentration of writing the question answers and the way of performance should be very good. There is 6 marks questions. There are 6 marks of questions, and that 6 marks of question you have to write. So the 6 marks question criteria. What is the criteria of this writing the questions? I will going to tell you some questions on this, and you have to write it in the same criteria. See, first of all, we need to write the definitions. Definitions should be written in this form, and then afterward introduction of the chapter or about the question, what you are going to tell about the question. Then the types you need to use. The types should be in flow chart, always in a flow chart form, as I have done. All that things you have to also do. The way I have written the flow chart, I have formed for the 8 models or for the 3 models. In this format you have to write, so that it show a good impact to the examiner who is checking your exam. Okay, this is the major points which we need to consider. Okay, so this is the last point of this chapter of this part. So we will discuss about what you have to make notes on this and give me that these problems you are having, and I will sort out on the video chat, or we will do in the comment box. You can write out on the problems, so that I will help you out in solving the problems. Okay, let's all the best for your chapter, and be safe at home.